Hello everyone and welcome to Lommel. We are round 2 of the FIM Women's Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Flanders, Belgium, and this notoriously tough sand circuit here of Lommel is getting ready to welcome, not sure if it's with welcome open arms here necessarily, but certainly getting ready to welcome WMX action here for the first time ever. Championship's been going since 2008. Never been here before. We've been to Lierop and places like that. Valkenswaard in the Netherlands, but for this set of women, it's the first time that WMX ventures onto this racetrack here, and you know what? It's going to be a tough day at the office as well. Racetrack just over 1,800 meters long. It's deep already. Weather very chilly outside. It's breezy. It's overcast. The threat of rain hangs in the air, but maybe we'll get through with the odd shower here or there. But it is bottomless, and the girls are going to know that they've raced a Grand Prix by the time they wake up tomorrow, or maybe on Monday if they're feeling that lucky. Anyway, it's about 75 meters down to turn 1 if you're on the inside gate, about 85 meters or so from the outside. And a slightly new configuration. Last year, Lommel 3, it used to go 90 degrees right into what is now turn 3. And then, yeah, 1 or 2 changes around there. The first 5 corners, just slightly different. The 180, though, just across from the start straight, that used to be 90 degrees. That goes down past pit lane. But other than that, it's the same as it was for Lommel 3 at the end of October. Sun's starting to burst through, but Nancy van der Ven was fastest in time practice on the Suarez 71 racing machine, just under a second. Behind her was Britt Jans-Bacon of the Netherlands, so a Dutch 1-2. Larissa Papenmeijer, Yamaha Racing 4-2-3, 1.5 seconds off the time of van der Ven. Chiara Fontanesi 4th, Shana van der Vlist, Lynn Volk, Daniela Guillen on the RFME WMX team KTM. Courtney Duncan, your championship leader for Bike It MTX Kawasaki, 4.4 seconds adrift of Nancy van der Ven's time this morning. Sarah Anderson goes to the line 9th, and then Amandine Verstappen. You see the rest of the girls there. The Honda 114 rider, TJ O'Hare, she goes to the line in 11th place. Then we've got Salebo, Carlson, Lena Dam, Gleason, and the rest of the girls. Sighting lap a few moments ago was an interesting one for Courtney Duncan, actually. She went down the start straight. She left the pen there in 8th place. She got as far as the first corner, and on the exit just laid the bike down. So when she came in, she was already wiping her hand on the left-hand side of the pants. So already just a mistake before she's even got out to the line. There is the number 1, Courtney Duncan. So literally 75 meters up the track, she tipped over in the left-hand turn. That is turn 1. So going to be interesting to see how she can get through this one. In terms of the championship, as we look at the pole sitter, number 85, Nancy van der Ven, Suarez 71 Racing, all in white. Duncan leads the championship 10 points clear of Shana van der Vlist. Larissa Papenmeijer 4 points further back. She's tied with van der Ven. So 14 points the difference between Duncan and van der Ven. Then we've got Verstappen, Volk, Fontanesi, 22 off of the lead. Number 8 there, Chiara Fontanesi. Her time this morning, 1.9 off of Nancy van der Ven. But we know that she can ride sand, but you definitely need a good start. Literally, you get through the first corner, and by the time you drop into turn 2, it's going to be a case of now you see me, now you don't, drop it into those bottomless holes. There is Courtney Duncan, the Bike It MTX Kawasaki rider. We'll just want to try and get through this one with as many points as possible, if she can, just to try and keep that championship lead intact. But we know what she's like when she gets her helmet on and gets behind the gate. She is a fighter, she won't give up. Nor will Larissa Papenmeijer. Got on the podium a week ago, 3rd overall at the opening round in Lockett behind Shana van der Vlist. Van der Vlist landed on a rider today in the time practice session, and she picked up a slight foot injury. She was limping when she got down into pit lane. So hopefully it won't bother her too much. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up, 20 minutes plus 2 laps. And all eyes on this girl here, Nancy van der Ven, expected to walk away with it this weekend. She may just do that, but it's down to what everybody else can do as the 5-second board turns. Charging down into the first corner then. A good jump over on the far side for number 8. Courtney Duncan, and van der Ven gets squeezed to the inside. Fontanesi almost spinning up, and who is it that leads the way? Larissa Papenmeijer leads the way, but then Shana van der Vlist takes over the lead immediately. Verstappen in 3rd, Fontanesi in 4th place. Duncan in around about 7th or 8th. We've got a couple of riders going down here. Where is van der Ven? There she is, top of the screen. So as Shana van der Vlist takes over the lead immediately. Lynn Volk is on the Husqvarna behind the Kawasaki rider, Amandine Verstappen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 in 5th place, the 172, as riders try to pick themselves up and extricate themselves from the wreckage. Down the back straight for the first time. We've got 5,000 fans in and around this Lommel circuit this weekend. But it's Van der Vlist from the Netherlands who leads the way. Second is Papenmeyer in the Yamaha. Third on the red gas is the number 8 of Chiara Fontanesi. She needed a good start. That's what she got. But Papenmeyer thrown away second position. Picks herself up, but that's going to be a costly error for the little German. A let-off for Van der Vlist, and one less rider for Chiara Fontanesi to pass. But where's Fontanesi? There she is. Lynn Volk up the inside of the Italian. Takes the 6-time world champion and pushes her back into 3rd place. So frantic action on the opening lap. Fontanesi responding immediately. Not going to find a way through there. So Volk in 2nd position, 172. 3rd is Fontanesi, working their way towards the end of this lap. Britt Jans Bacon is there in 4th place now. She's really charging through the field. The number 5 was 2nd in time practice this morning. Get the girls over the line then for the first time. That first lap is in the books. Van der Vlist just going out of shot. She's 2.5 seconds clear of Lynn Volk in what is a Dutch 1-2. Then we've got the number 8 of Fontanesi in 3rd. Britt Jans Bacon is 4th. Verstappen is 5. Anderson 6. Van der Ven 7. Duncan is in 8th place. There's Van der Ven coming into shot now in white, just behind the 3.25 of Sarah Anderson. Real heavy sand here for riders like Nancy Van der Ven, who've been born into it, grown up racing it. Doesn't faze them. Other riders aren't so lucky to have that experience. And it's not just something that you can put right overnight with one session of riding leading into the Grand Prix. Fontanesi looking over her shoulder, sees the number 5, thinking, who is that closing down on me? Well, the answer is Britt Jans Bacon. And she's looking to go around the outside of Fontanesi if she can as well. This is for 3rd place. Very difficult racetrack to navigate. As Fontanesi goes inside and defensive. Jans Bacon goes around the outside looking for a way through. The ruts on the jumps really starting to materialise now as well. Riders are getting over that double, actually. Lynn Volk, one of them this morning. Lena Dam as well. Where is Lena Dam in the race? Yeah, she's in 23rd, so I wonder if she was one of the girls that got caught up somewhere on the opening lap. But it's Van der Vlist who leads away from Lynn Volk. They were 2.5 seconds apart at the start of this lap, and that's coming right down now, because working away towards the end of the lap as Fontanesi looks to put some distance between herself and Britt Jans Bacon. All eyes are going to be on this battle between the 188 and the 172 of Shana van der Vlist and Lynn Volk as they bobble their way through that wave section into the final turn. We'll get a lap time this time. So Van der Vlist a 2:23.3, a 22.1 for Lynn Volk. The gap now shrinking to 1.3 seconds. Then we've got Fontanesi, then Jans Bacon. Waiting for Amandine Verstappen to come through. And there is Lena Dam, the JK Racing Yamaha rider, getting tangled with Mandy Vogelsang. Oh, she just, well, 3 wheels came together there, I think. Vogelsang not happy. But this is a good response from the 188, Shana van der Vlist here on a little KTM. Oh, was she off the side of the track there almost? Riding with a slight foot or knee injury, she could barely stand up when she came into pit lane. all of a sudden, Amandine Verstappen, sorry, no, there's a back marker in there, but it's the number 8, Fontanesi, and Britt Jans Bacon, just like they were a lap ago. This battle for 3rd place between the number 8 and the number 5. Verstappen about 4 seconds further back on the 9mm Bud Racing Kawasaki. Then we got Van der Ven. You know what? This is I'm wondering if this is a pressure thing or a stress thing for Nancy Van der Ven. Clear track in free practice, and she was head and shoulders clear of everybody else with a lap time 2:10, more than a second clear. She was fastest in time practice, hasn't made the best start, and she's still there in 6th place. So she's still got some work to do, and she's 12.5 seconds behind the lead duo here of Shana van der Vlist and Lynn Volk. Lynn Volk just running out of steam at the moment. It was about 3 seconds between Volk and Fontanesi at the start of the lap, and it looks like Fontanesi is losing the toe. She's lost ground at each of the first 3 sectors so far. Anderson is down. So Anderson from 7th. Where's Pappenmeyer? Pappenmeyer in 12th now as well. So a couple of favourites just sampling this Lommel sand. 2.7 between your 2 leaders, Van der Vlist and Volk. The gap now 2.7, and it was a faster lap that time as well for the lead Dutch rider on the KTM. 2:21.8 to a 2:23.2. Right, there's Duncan at the end of the straight, going into the final turn now. Who does she have behind her? Well, Anderson picks herself up in 8th place. Van der Vlist, Volk, Fontanesi, Jans Bacon, Van der Ven is 5th, Verstappen 6th, Daniela Guillen is 7th, Borchers 8th, Duncan 9, and the number 2 there, Sandra Carlson, she is in 10th place. Van der Vlist will take over the championship lead at this point by 3 over Courtney Duncan. Here's Larissa Pappenmeyer, still there in 12th. A very topsy-turvy first race. Here's what happened on the opening lap. She was in 2nd place, halfway around the lap, just tipped the front. So 1 or 2 nerves starting to creep in here, possibly daunted by this prospect of racing around Lommel. And how much do you save for the 2nd race, or do you go all in for the first race here? Because we've got a European 250 Championship race, another two-stroke 250 race as well, and then back out on track for these girls. So there's a lot of wear and tear and deterioration going to take place around this Lommel circuit, but you wouldn't tell that from watching Shana van der Vlist. She has extended her lead even further over Lynn Volk. Van der Vlist has never won a race, nor has Lynn Volk. Lynn Volk has been 3rd on a couple of occasions, but never 2nd. Here's Fontanesi. Right, she's broken free of the shackles of the number 5, Britt Jans Bacon, for now. There is Van der Ven. She now has clear track. Oh, are we going to see the number 85 as Daniela Guillen goes down from 7th position? Folds the front. Yeah, very easy to do. So she inherited 7th from Sarah Anderson when Anderson fell. Right, Van der Ven, she sets her fastest lap of the race, a 2:25.3 that time around. She is still 19 seconds off the lead of Shana van der Vlist. Van der Ven here in 5th place. Keeping an eye on the sector times. Sector 1 coming to an end just a moment ago. Van der Vlist, 42.1, 42.6 for Volk, 43.2 Fontanesi, 41.7 Jans Bacon and a 42 for Van der Ven. But if you're Nancy Van der Ven, you look up the track, you see the number 5 and the number 8 of Britt Jans Bacon and Chiara Fontanesi. Duncan in 9th place at the moment, 41 seconds off the lead. Starting to rain out there as well, so goggles, visibility might start to be a problem in the next 9 minutes plus 2. And the 2 laps at the end of this are going to be around about 2:25. So another almost 5 minutes going to be added on. So these girls are going to be pushing 30-minute race duration, 25-minute race duration, because they're 20 plus 2, aren't they? Jans Bacon getting closer to the rear wheel of the gas of Chiara Fontanesi. Can she find her way into her highest ever position as well of 3rd in the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds plus 2 laps? Where's Van der Ven? There she is. Far jump. The 2:20 of Melanie Perez there. Just trying to stay off the race line, or maybe just looking for a smoother line around here, because as you can see, not too much of that. The only smooth place on the racetrack now is the start straight, and they only get to use that right at the start before it starts breaking up. See how it's already churning up, look. But Lynn Volk, we've got a race on here, folks. She's all over the back of Shana van der Vlis. There was only 3 tenths in it as they hit the line at the end of lap 5. Traffic on the horizon as well. Van der Vlis indecisive, and Volk goes through, and then she hits a hole. Heart rate through the roof for both of these girls now. Both challenging for a race win. Volk hanging off the side of that Husqvarna, and she takes over the lead. Can she maintain a focus? In terms of the championship, there must... Oh, okay, this was a back marker in the way, but also indecisiveness from Shana van der Vlis. Thought she'd go around the outside, reacted, but Volk was already there. Then she ran into trouble. And then the next corner, Volk charged down the inside, took over the lead, got the distance over the double. And from there, she continues to lead. Closing right up in the fight for the championship, though. Because Lynn Volk, as it stands right now, on the end of the previous lap, Van der Vlis was on 65, your championship leader, new championship leader. Courtney Duncan would have been on 62, and Volk on 54. That will change. There's Duncan going past Ann Borchers. So that is for 8th place. So Duncan may stay at the top of the championship, having seen, with us having seen Volk take over the lead from Van der Vlis. But look at the traffic out on the track now. 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go. And they are going to be an arduous 2 laps. Lynn Volk, the 2:24.4, 2.3 seconds she's put between her and Van der Vlis already. Duncan will be top of the leaderboard once again in the championship chase on 62, tied with Van der Vlis. Lynn Volk will move up to 3rd on 57, Van der Ven on 52, Fontanesi on 48. But what an effort this is from Lynn Volk. She arrived here 6th place in the championship, 18 off the lead. Or 30, yeah, 18 points off the lead. She's never won a race. Never finished on the podium. Larissa Papameyer, 12th position for the little German. Could have been such a different race for her had she have not fallen on the opening lap from 2nd place. Having to do all that work now in the later stages just to try and pick up as many points as possible. Remember, she was 3rd overall a week ago. She drops to 7th in the point standings right now. But what a response as well from Shana van der Vlis once again. She managed to pull clear of Lynn Volk, when she was closing in briefly earlier on in the race. Volk has since found a way through, pulled out 2.3 seconds, but that has been whittled back to nothing. As Lynn Volk maybe struggling with the traffic ahead of her. Doesn't want to make any mistakes, doesn't want to throw away a golden opportunity of 25 points. Look at the traffic out on the racetrack now. Wherever you decide to go, you think you've got it covered. You get held up like Lynn Volk then she's having to go around the outside. And now the same for the 188 of Shana Bliss. This is going to be a long 3 3/4 minutes. Plus those extra 2 laps, don't forget. Right, got some more action coming up for you. Here's a replay of what happened just a moment ago, and it is for 3rd place. Jans Bacon down the inside of Fontanesi. Fontanesi got the wrong side of the back marker. Ran herself wide. Jans Bacon over on the left-hand side, number 5, is now up into 3rd place. Lynn Volk continues to lead, though, by just over a second. 3 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Volk leads. Van der Vlis right on her tail here in 2nd place. Britt Jans Bacon is 3rd, or she was. In fact, she's got back into 3rd, Chiara Fontanesi. Jans Bacon 4th, Van der Ven is 5th. She's still 5 seconds further back. Verstappen 6th, Daniela Gwillen 7th, Courtney Duncan 8th. We're waiting for Gwillen to come over the line, and Duncan, who was about a second behind her. In fact, Duncan has moved into 7th place. So Duncan now up in a 7th place with a move on Daniela Gwillen. And here is the current championship leader at the moment, the biker MTX Kawasaki rider. Knew she'd have to dig deep today. Her first race, and Carlson goes down. She was in 12th position. Back with the championship leader. She'll hold a 2-point lead over Shana Van der Vlis. If you put the flag out now, will the number 1? 7 points further back, you've got Lynn Volk 3rd in the championship. She currently leads this first race here at Lommel. And Van der Ven will be on 52 to the 64 of Duncan. Fontanesi on 48. See the difference between these two sandflies, 172 and 188. The distance they're getting over that FC Moto jump in the background. They're not just riding the downside, they're jumping long, landing over the holes and giving themselves something else to land on. A little bit firmer ground as well when they do that. They're not landing in all that back roost. Two riders directly ahead of Lynn Volk. She navigates them well, but she's got to be careful over the finish line. No problem there, though. The gap's still only 1.3 seconds. It's going to be 3 laps to go. Definitely got to keep her eye on the ball. Has Lynn Volk if she's going to bring home the 25 points here. Shana Van der Vlis will push her hard all the way. These two will know each other from riding the Dutch Championship. Personal pride, national pride for these two. Can't take your eyes off it, can you? Fontanesi is back into 3rd. She's 5 seconds clear now of Britt Jans Bacon. And then Van der Ven is in 4th. She's closing in on the Dutch girl, so she's on course for picking up another couple of points in the next lap or two. She was 2 seconds quicker, was Van der Ven, than a fellow compatriot, Britt Jans Bacon. See how big those holes are just through that right-hand turn. And then how choppy they are here, back end working overtime, up out of the seat, up on the pegs. But all eyes were on Nancy van der Ven. The Dutch girl was expected to just walk away with this one. But it's it's two other Dutch girls, Lynn Volk and Shana van der Vlis, that are doing the winning at the moment. They're first and second. They're pretty much inseparable. We're going to have a frantic final 2 laps. The question is, if van der Vlis finds a way past Lynn Volk, your race leader there, 172 on that Husqvarna, the white machine, can she retaliate? See, look, jumping, landing far further, face plant the handlebars, with shake of the head there, a little bit too much over jump for van der Vlis. Watch this, perfect landing for Volk, just too far for van der Vlis. And when you sweat as well, the sweat on your forehead, the top of your nose, you have an impact like that, the sweat from your face, right onto the inside of the lens of your goggles. It can hamper your visibility. Anyway, 2 to go. A 2:29.7, a 2:30.4, 2.1 the gap between first and second. Fontanesi, we'll wait for her to come through. She will be in third. In fact, she is. She's 14 seconds behind in third. Britt Jans-Bacon, is she fourth, or is it going to be van der Ven? It's van der Ven now up in the fourth. She takes another 2 points for her championship campaign. She's 6 seconds adrift of Chiara Fontanesi, lapping about a 6/10 quicker than the Italian. Jans-Bacon is over the line in fifth. Then it should be Verstappen, and it is. But all over the back of her is Courtney Duncan as well. So the Belgian Verstappen and the Kiwi Courtney Duncan, as we look at Nancy van der Ven coming towards us now, not too far behind them, maybe in fact the first corner. I think Duncan may have found a way past Verstappen. And what is going on here? Was that van der Ven just cruising there, or has she got an issue? But looks all right now. Right, keep an eye on the sectors here. Who's going to hit the first sector first? Is it going to be Verstappen or Duncan? Or anyway, just over a lap and a half to go. Here is, and she has found a way past, so she must have made that pass between the finish line and the first corner. Verstappen back down the inside though. Duncan straight back down, barges past the Belgian. Well, how badly do you want those World Championship points? Cuts back to the inside, traffic on the horizon. Oh, almost tagged the rear wheel, a leg into the rear wheel there as well. But Duncan now up in the sixth. But she's 48 seconds behind the leader, Lynn Volk, but she will still maintain the championship leader's red plate as it stands right now. Final lap. Lynn Volk, 2:28.9, a 2:28.8. So 2 seconds a gap still. 6.25, TJ O'Hare. She is in 19th place for Honda 114 Motorsports. The Australian. Fontanesi just in this bottom corner now, going past camera. That was third place. Just behind these two should be van der Ven, and she is behind those two. So van der Ven now into fourth place, having found a way past Britt Jans-Bacon a lap or so ago. It is going to be a long afternoon. All of a sudden, not 2 seconds anymore. Lynn Volk under pressure from Shana van der Vlis. No time to be thinking about her post-race winner's speech, because she's got her hands full. Neither of these two have won a race. Duncan, first turn for the number one. She's 20 seconds down on the fifth place rider ahead of her, Britt Jans-Bacon. just needs to keep it up on two wheels. Take as many points as she can. Not an easy place to come to. If this was Lommel 1 or 2 last year and we had that triple header, we would now be in the penultimate corner, this right-hander, because as we go past the pack of the skybox here, it would normally be the left onto the finish line jump, but because of the new configuration of the track, we're going right and away from the finish line. So still just a few more corners for Van der Vlis to try and find a way past. And a mistake there from Volk, and she has found a way through, has she? No, not quite. Lynn Volk, 2 corners away from a potential race win. Van der Vlis, 1 corner away from a potential race win. Which way is it going to go? Van der Vlis round the outside, Volk up the inside. And Lynn Volk heads down over the final crest. She makes her way to the finish line. Lynn Volk is going to take the win for the first time in WMX. Wow, what a win, and that was explosive, that first WMX race. Sjana Van der Vlis takes second. A Dutch 1-2 here. Fontenazy has to settle for 3rd place and 20 points here. That'll put her 5th in the championship, so started 7th, so she's gaining, at least in positions. But Lynn Volk, what a win, 1.4 seconds, her first ever race win. Van der Ven over the line in 4th, 10 seconds behind Chiara Fontenazy. Then we have Britt Jans-Bacon making her way through any moment now in 5th. Duncan here in 6th. She's the second rider in shot behind the back marker. Bit of a salvage operation that for some points for the number 1, but she will continue to lead the championship by 3 over Sjana Van der Vlis. So not straightforward when you come to the sand like this, even for the favourites. So we'll give you a race result in a moment after the interview with Lynn Volk, and I'll try and give you the points update. Anyway, here is Lynn Volk. She's ready to speak to Lisa.
Lynn Volk, massive congratulations. Your first ever race win, and to do it here at Lommel, you must be so pleased.
I feel amazing. Oh, the locket wasn't the best start. I had a big crash, but I'm very happy that I can ride like here in front of home crowd. I'm super happy, thanks to my mechanic, SKS Racing, VWP Carlies, and my mom and dad. Thank you.
Good luck for the second race, Lynn. Thank you.
Lynn Volk takes her first ever race win here on the SKS Racing Husqvarna. 25 points in the bag for the first time. 1.4 seconds a gap between her and her fellow countrywoman, Sjana Van der Vlis. But you know what? She had a big crash last week in Lockett, you're right. So to come here and perform like that, shake that off, good effort. Helps when you don't mind riding the sand as well, though, but can't take anything away from her. She worked hard, she dug deep. She picked up the win here in race 1. Lynn Volk wins race 1 here at Lommel. Sjana Van der Vlis second, Chiara Fontenazy third. Then we've got Nancy Van der Ven and Britt Jans-Bacon, a career best for her, I believe. Courtney Duncan 6, Daniela Guillen 7, and Amandine Verstappen 8. Anne Borchers 9, and Larissa Papenmeier got back to 10th in the end. Malu Jakobsen, Mattea Salebo, Georgia Blesai, Sarah Anderson back to 14th after her fall from 7th. Gabriela Sedados, Sandra Carlson, Avery Berry, Ginity Van der Beek, TJ O'Hare and Kimberly Brahm.
Om nog de laatste aanwijzingen te geven aan de derde generatie Everts, aan Liamski.
Give you the points in a moment, but we will take a quick look at the highlights from WMX Race 1 that just happened a few moments ago. WMX Race 1 here, the second round of the FIM Women's Motocross World Championship. A poor start for Chiara Fontenazy at the inside, but an even worse one for the time practice winner of Nancy Van der Ven. It was Sjana Van der Vlis who led immediately. Larissa Papenmeier was second, Amandine Verstappen third, Chiara Fontenazy fourth. A couple of riders went down here. Championship leader Courtney Duncan in about 8th or 9th place. And then towards the end of the lap, Larissa Papenmeier fell from second, picked herself back up in 12th. She eventually came back to 10th. Sjana Van der Vlis was in the lead. Lynn Volk took over second place with that pass on Chiara Fontanesi. Fontanesi then into third. Sarah Anderson fell from 7th. She emerged just outside of the points, but eventually came back to 14th. Daniela Guillem then fell from 7th. She only lost a couple of positions, eventually came home back in 7th place. But then the game changer, a few laps to go. Shana van der Vlis got held up by a back marker. Lynn Volk tried unsuccessfully the first time, but then the next turn, the 172 found her way past a fellow Dutchie, Shana van der Vlis, to take over the lead, but they still were pretty much locked together until the checkered flag. Fontanesi lost third briefly to the number 5 of Britt Jans-Bacon, but that was established again before the end of the lap. Fontanesi back into third. Duncan then up the inside of Daniela Guillem as she moved into 7th place, and then 6th here with this pass back on Amandine Verstappen. It was tight, but the number 1 eventually coming home in 6th place for crucial points. But it was a win for Volk for the first time in her career. Van der Vlis 2nd, Fontanesi 3rd, Van der Ven and Britt Jans-Bacon your top 5. Duncan was 6th. Before we take a look at the best moments, let's just fill you in on the championship positions. Duncan on 65, Van der Vlis on 62, Volk 57, Van der Ven 54, Chiara Fontanesi on 48, and then Papameyer in 6 on 47. There you go, there's the points right there for you. This is after race 1. It's going to be a long afternoon for the women here in race 2. The first one was brutal. The second one is going to be almost unbearable, but of course we will be live for all of that. Right, let's take a look at the best moments, and we'll be back at 1:50, so in about 8 minutes time for EMX 250 race 1. We'll see you then.
We gaan kijken, dadelijk de sighting lap. Het oprijden